Hi, and welcome to the HazardCall How-To webinar series. These short videos will help you get the most from HazardCall by introducing you to some features and tips to help you better communicate with residents. I'm Gene Norman with HazardCall, and joining me is Elizabeth Painter, our Customer Service Manager.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Painter.
This first webinar is about creating lists, a relatively new feature we introduced in 2020. In this video, we'll explain what lists are, how to create them, how to modify them, and how to use them to send targeted community broadcast messages. You've probably been using the HazardCall community broadcast to send out messages to all of your residents. However, there may be times when you may need to only send out messages to a portion of your community, and that's where lists come in. You can create lists based on street or section of the neighborhood, or perhaps whether or not someone has a landline, has special needs, or has children. You can probably think of other kinds of lists not shown here. So let's get started creating a list. To do this, you'll need to log into your HazardCall account. This is the same place where you manage residents. Using your Chrome or Mozilla browser on your laptop or desktop, go to HazardCall.com. Then select the caret next to More in the main menu and choose Management Login from the pull-down list of options. You'll see the Community Web Portal Login button. Click it and then enter your HazardCall username and password. To demonstrate lists, we've created a fictitious community called Webinar Test. Once you've logged into your community, you'll see the familiar map with green bars underneath. Select Add Manage Residents. Our list of residents is identified in certain ways that we'll use to create the list. Notice a new menu box has been added at the end of the second row called Manage Broadcast Lists. Click on this. You should now see a list of options that apply to lists. You can create a new list, modify an existing list, or delete a list. Select Create a New List. The first list we'll create is for all the residents of Oak Street, so we'll name it Oak Street. Notice we can sort the list by unit number, location, or label. We'll sort the list by location, so all the Maple Street residents are listed first, then Oak Street. To the far left is a checkbox. As we check the Oak Street residents, they'll be put in our list. And when we're done, we'll click on Select List. Next, we'll create a list for all the residents with landlines. First, let's unselect everyone from the Oak Street list. Now, sort on the label name Landline. We'll add the residents with landlines to the new list and click on Submit to save it. Now we have two lists. To confirm this, let's exit and go to Modify Existing Lists. When we click on it, we see our two lists. Let's suppose we just learned that Susan replaced her landline with a cell phone, so she no longer needs to be in the landline list. Select Landline List and uncheck Susan. Scroll down to the bottom to check Update List, and now the list only contains one person. Let's go back to the main menu. If we needed to, we could also delete a list. Instead, let's go back to the resident list and send a broadcast message to one of our new lists. Select Community Broadcast to Residents. Notice that now you'll see a new option. Choose to send a message to all residents or only those in certain lists. Let's send a message to the Oak Street list. Select Oak Street and compose a message. This will only go to those residents. This feature also works on the HazardCall app, which is where you most likely send the majority of your broadcast messages. You can see that using lists can enhance the way you reach residents. And you can probably come up with some creative ways to use this option. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or need any assistance with this or managing any part of your HazardCall account, feel free to email either Elizabeth or myself.